Hey everyone, how's it going? Azren here. Hope you guys are doing well today. In today's video, we're going to be talking about pronunciation. And helping us out, we're going to have another YouTuber by the name of Dragosh or Dragosh. I'm not really 100% sure how to pronounce that, but I've put his channel links in the description below in case you want to check him out. And the style of today's video is going to be a little different. What we're going to do is Dragosh is going to share a perspective that he has about pronunciation, and I'm then going to share sort of my opinion, share my 2 cents on whatever Dragosh said. So, with that aside, let's get started.
A problem that I've encountered is that people sometimes say, well, I can't do that, or I will never be able to speak like a native speaker does. And these phrases prevent people from actually learning how to pronounce words correctly. So people's attitude towards pronunciation needs to change.
This really does hold a lot of people back, right? I think a lot of people will hear what the native speakers sound like and they're like, man, that just sounds so challenging. And I agree 100% with Dragosh when he says that you do have to sort of get past that, right? Because if you don't get past that, it is going to hold you back. Not only in pronunciation, it's probably going to hold you back in other aspects of the language as well.
One thing is that by learning to pronounce correctly the language that we're learning, we show respect for that language. So we have to adapt. The language doesn't change for us. We have to change for the language to pronounce it the way it should be pronounced, as a way to show some sort of respect for the language we're learning.
I think when you take the time to have a really good pronunciation, I think it does, in a way, quote unquote, show respect for that language. And I think building on this a little bit, what's also really interesting is that I think when you've taken the time to have really good pronunciation, it gives you a lot of points. Like my pronunciation in Spanish and French, right, is really, really good. And when I speak with native speakers, oftentimes they're blown away. They are so impressed, and the positive reaction that I get is over the top. It's amazing. It's huge. But what I think is interesting about this topic as well is that if your pronunciation is, let's say, okay, like it's not great, it's not bad, it's just kind of okay, you don't really get a very negative reaction either. No one really thinks like, oh, your pronunciation's not perfect. No one really thinks that in my experience. And so what I think is interesting about this point is that if you take the time to really have a good, solid, amazing pronunciation, the positive effects are amazing. But if you ever chose to not go for an amazing pronunciation and just go for like an okay or just like an average pronunciation, like just to be able to be understood, I don't think that's necessarily bad. It's not going to have a very negative effect.
Pronunciation is also important because the first impression we give of ourselves when we meet new people is also important. Imagine you were wearing dirty clothes. This wouldn't be a good first impression, wouldn't it? But imagine you were wearing a suit or something elegant. Then your first impression would be very good. In the same way, the pronunciation that we have gives a first impression. The first few seconds and minutes, we can make a good first impression of ourselves by having this good pronunciation.
Man, I've never really thought about pronunciation in this way. You know, it's so true. I think that pronunciation, the way you're able to really speak the language in terms of forming the words correctly, you know, I think that really does speak to that first impression. I think it's so important. Now, what's interesting though is that pronunciation, I think, isn't everything. You know, it's kind of like going back to his example. It's like if you are wearing amazing clothes, right? You're wearing the best suit or you're wearing the best dress or whatever it is. And let's say you go for a job interview, right? Even if you are looking amazing and you sound so intelligent, right? If you suck at the job and you're not very good at the job itself, you're going to be fired. You're going to lose the job very quickly. And I think with languages, you know, it's kind of a similar thing. That pronunciation, if you have an amazing pronunciation, I think it does give you an amazing first impression. Absolutely no question about it. But if you haven't taken the time to learn the grammar and to learn the other aspects of a language, learn the sentence structure, learn a lot of that, if you haven't done that, very quickly people will say, wow, his pronunciation is good, but boy, does he suck at the language. And so the pronunciation, obviously really important, obviously gives you that amazing first impression. However, you also need to make sure you're focused on learning kind of the other parts of learning a language. So that is everything for today. Like I said, I tested out something a little bit different, so I would love to get your feedback in the comments below. If you liked it, didn't like it, loved it, even if you have any general comments on just the things that we said, I would love to hear from you guys. And yeah, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye for now.